Meow, wow, 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 wow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, wow, 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 wow.
I've got to say, and I'm not, wait till I tell her, I must say, I am proud to admit that that is my darling daughter doing all virtually at once, I think. I see Karen, and this is so good. This is like romper room. I see Karen, I see Jason. Oh, and I see, this is my friend Norma. And Norma is 97 years old and she has a superpower. You want to tell what your superpower is?
I'm nosy.
She's very nosy. And that turns out to be. So good morning to her. And she's just going to sit with me and make occasional comments. You know how it is. I'm glad to see Karen, glad to see Yao. Glad to see my friend Bill. Practically everybody's on the show today, so this is going to be very great. And Carol Cropley. Now we are going to be starting a coffee chat and Save the World fan club. And Carol, I don't believe we mentioned this to you yet, but you will be the president. So we're excited. We've got we've got a lot of fun changes coming up, many of whom we haven't even thought of yet, but never mind. Now, we always like to start with our thought for the day. Jason, what's your thought for the day?
Oh, you're going to come at me first. Okay. Well, I spent the weekend at a music festival. And so I think my thought for the day is to always have a song in your heart or on your mind, because that always lifts my spirits.
That wasn't bad at all. And Jason is not of our generation. But that was really good. Norma, do you have a thought for the day?
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I just wish everybody good luck, goodwill today.
Good luck and goodwill. You couldn't do better than that. Since there is just a small group here today, Barb Kohler, what's your thought for the day? I see.
You're on mute, Barb. You need to take yourself off mute so we can hear you.
Okay.
Never let yesterday use up too much of today.
Very good. Okay, that was good. And Karen, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. My thought for the day is I'm going to quote Eleanor Roosevelt. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
And that is really true. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, we like that one. And this is my friend Yao Tsao from Taiwan. He and I were actually in Taiwan at the same time, only he was a bit baby. So anyway, he's going to be talking about today about painting as a hobby. And then my friend Bill Lewis is going to talk about being president as a hobby. Bill, what's your thought for the day?
Everyone should have a thought. I think I'll have another.
We can't hear you, my dear.
Yeah, Bill, I'm not sure if your microphone is turned on. We could hear you, but barely.
Testing.
It says ask to unmute.
It's very faint. It's like your microphone is covered up or something.
That's those damn leaves. Well, okay, Bill, we'll get back to you. Are you here?
Testing.
Now you sound good.
Okay, and president of the Coffee Change the World fan club is Ms. Cropley. What was your thought for the day?
This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
I know that one from my days when I was a Baptist. Did you?
Oh, I didn't connect it with Baptist.
Well, Baptist and Catholic Bibles are different, you know. I happen to know both of them. So
Oh.
right now, and Ms. Carey, Miss Regina has come back, and we are so glad to see her. And she and I are going to give directions a little later for how to start a business at our advanced age and make it work. So we've got a full fun day today. Good smile there, Bill. You didn't get to give your thought for the day, did you?
Everyone should have a thought. I think I'll have another drink.
We'll be talking to Bill later. And dear Regina, thought for the day and anything that you care to tell people.
This morning I met with a friend for coffee, and I am always overjoyed when I spend time with a friend over coffee. So make sure you're doing that, or tea, or whatever your morning drink of choice is.
Now Norma and I have tea every afternoon for dinner, and we have iced tea, and we have lots of ice and just a little tea. That works out well. Anyways, well, glad to see everybody here. Mary Miller is here and is so far hiding, but if she ever comes out, we will be glad to see her. In generally speaking, beloved Mary, we all have to keep our cameras on because after all, we're in this together. Anyway.
Thank you. I'm here. I'm present.
Right, how present are you?
I'm present. I just don't look like I should be. So that's fine.
Well, no, but next time, take off your camera. What's your thought for the day, man?
Let's see. Thought for the day, Hal. Oh,
Thought for the day. Keep smiling.
keep smiling.
Keep smiling.
Yes.
Okay.
Wear your smile all day.
Remember that old song, "Let a smile be your umbrella and you'll never get wet." I remember it. Okay, now I have a note from Father Fred. You remember Father Fred?
Yes.
And he has had his surgeries out of the way. And he says, I'm healing well. We have to be patient. He wants us to know that he's still in California and cannot join the Zoom link. Sorry to miss all of you, but the new day is coming when I can be mobile again. And it's signed Father Fred. So that's really good. So he'll be back with you. And now, that's good, Bill. Keep trying. You'll get it. Now, we are going to start with our extremely elucidating interviews. We are now going to watch Bill Lewis drink. Okay, but after that, we're gonna let us go to my friend Yao Tsao, who pronounce your last name for me, darling. Yeah.
Zhuo.
So everyone in the world, come on, tell it again. Yeah, that's
well, my official name is Yao Tsao. That's how it's originally pronounced. However, when I came to this country, I had to use my English name, and which could sound quite different from my original name. But it's okay. I have been nationalities for three different countries. So each country calls me differently. So you can call me Peter or John or whatever.
John. Well, I'm always just charmed to think of the fact that we were just down the street from each other, but I didn't know. Anyway, at this time, I want to point out that there are no exact statistics for the number of American portrait artists, but general data. General data shows about 2.5 million artists in the US workforce, with only a fraction specializing in portraiture. Again, yeah. Portrait artists are a subgroup within the larger category of craft and fine artists. Yeah, how did you get interested in painting portraits?
I started painting about 20 years ago, right before I retired. And over the last 20 years, I have painted different kinds of subjects, landscape, objects, and portraits. And overall, I still enjoy painting portrait the most.
Now, I was going to ask you a little how you got started doing portraits, and you brought some portraits to show us today.
Yes, I show you one portrait and one abstract.
Yeah, okay, which one would you like? Okay, here. Oh,
yeah, this one. This one is abstract. Recently accepted for an exhibition at a gallery in our area in New Jersey, and actually it was based on a picture of, from the dump site.
Did you see that Regina sent a heart?
Yeah, I saw it. Thank you. And so this is, I enjoy this kind of abstract painting as well. Next one is I recently did a portrait of a friend of mine. Also, she is also an artist, and as I mentioned earlier, I enjoy portrait the most. And when I do the portraits, I feel like kind of face to face with the person I know, and I'm doing makeup for the person. But basically, it's a challenge. Doing the portrait is really a big challenge for me because I want to make it look like the person.
Well, yeah, how do you do that? And Regina's asking, can you paint them from a picture? And I think you do that, don't you?
Yes, friends send me pictures, and I take some parts of the pictures, not necessarily the entire picture. I just pick and choose which portion of the picture I want to make. And the background color could be different. There will be things different from the original. But basically, I like to keep the facial expressions, the spirit, that kind of things as shown, so that it's unique and it's like a life, and it has expressions and emotions. That's what I try to achieve.
Sure, but how do you get that likeness? How do you get it to look like them?
First I use the photo, and as I mentioned, to come up the frame, the portion I want, and then I do breathe on the photo, and then enlarge that on my canvas. So basically, I keep the proportions of the facial features accurate, transported from a photo to my canvas, and then draw the frames, the contours, and the features, the nose, eyes, and mouth at the locations which are quite accurate from the photos. And then I use a cell phone to show the photo. When I do the painting, I can enlarge certain areas, eyes, or mouth, or nose, to get a quite accurate photo from my cell phone, and make changes on the canvas.
Okay, and that's wonderful. I want to be sure that we don't miss the other pictures, so go ahead.
So this is a portrait I did recently. Next one, other than painting, I also do gardening. I have a victory garden in the backyard, and recently this is a melon, and we have harvested about 15 of them this summer. And this particular one weighs 7 pounds. Very sweet.
Yeah.
And the next one, I also do translations. 4 years ago, I published this book. I translated from Taiwanese or Chinese to English. And My Dear Aki, Please Don't Be Upset is the title of the book. It means, My dear grandpa, please don't be upset. I'm going to tell you something heartbroken stories. And the grandpa is already passed away about 40, 50 years ago. This grandpa, this author, Waisu Mukunana. She is a native Taiwanese. By native, I mean Aboriginal Taiwanese, indigenous Taiwanese, whose people have been in Taiwan for about 4,000 years. My ancestors have been in Taiwan for about 400 years. And the last one I want to show you is I also enjoy singing, a member of a chorus group in New Jersey in our area. And in exactly May 26th, our choir group and 3 others, we sang at the Carnegie Hall.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Carnegie Hall. This is the background at the stage. I was standing by the arrow on the right, and we sang the Requiem by Michael Trotta, and he himself conducted this performance. So that's very much what I do: painting, translation, singing, gardening, and I enjoy my retirement very much.
Well, thank you so much for showing us some of. Oh, there's Terry. Good old Terry. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing us. Now, I promised I wouldn't tell you this today, but I thought it was so great watching him do all these things. Next month, we're going to come back and have you share with us an experience we're having. We are writing a book together on the Taiwan Chinese situation. Yao is an American citizen now, but as I said, when we were together in the olden days, which would have been 1962, I was an Army wife and he was a bitty baby, and we have the feeling that our shared experiences can spread light on what's going on in the world today. So we hope that you'll want to join us. Yeah, this was great. I don't know how you get that facial expression. I just can't do that. I'm very fond, but I will use my own facial expression to tell you. Thank you so much. We'll
Actually, in my background, I'm doing a portrait of you.
Oh, I don't think they can see it, but he's doing a portrait of me. I haven't seen it either. But we will see, we will be, as we go along working on the book and all, we will see that.
Yeah, I just started. Okay, so you let me go now, right?
Right. You stay here and enjoy everybody else.
I'll stay. I like to stay.
You do that. Now,
with your permission.
Now, if you go away, people are going to think they weren't interested. So I don't know how you can do that. But we are now going to move to my dear friend. I've got a lot of dear friends here. Bill Lewis. And the last word I had from him, short of being here in the present, was a word from the president: "I shall be there." Now, do you want to try to explain that, Bill?
When called upon by a great person, one must always respond and do one's best, for greatness flows from those who have done wonderful things, and by assisting them, we too become great.
So Bill Lewis wrote to me, I just returned from history camp in Boston, where I presented as Madison. That would be the president, not the Wisconsin city, right? Yes. Then Philly for the Toastmasters International Convention. In short, Bill gets around. And now he says, "Home sweet home." What would you, yes, that's lovely. What would you like us to know that you learned from this, from traveling around?
Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. People are so difficult sometimes. If everybody was like me, everything would be so easy and convenient and smooth. We'd all help each other. We'd all be good friends. But no, there are other people with other opinions in the world. and
No.
it makes things so difficult.
Well, tell us a little bit of the difficulty you encountered.
So I went to the Toastmasters International Convention with 2,000 wonderful Toastmasters, and my friend says, "Oh, we have a spare bed in our hotel room. Why don't you stay with us?" It seemed like a grand idea, me and 4 beautiful women, until they started arguing.
No.
It was terrifying. I was hiding under the covers, pretending I wasn't there.
Oh, Bill, I don't know.
But it was a wonderful convention, and we did all of our good Toastmasters things and elected a new president. And I got to hang out with people and have a good time and talk.
Okay, since you've just done that, what is your recommendation to us that may be feeling like we've been to all the clubs we should ever go to in life? And yet I know that especially Toastmasters, you get a lot of value, both as companionship and just as opportunities. Tell us a little bit about why we should consider Toastmasters or not.
Well, Toastmasters is, of course, an organization based on small clubs, 20 people or so, getting together and individuals getting up and giving speeches that they have written and practiced. And then we evaluate the speeches afterwards and say, "Oh, I like this and this made sense and I got lost there." And so that you get feedback about how other people saw your speeches. And this is the basis of Toastmasters. And no surprise, when you do something a whole bunch of times, you get better at it. And so Toastmasters allows you to practice all sorts of things, and you get to mess up. If you make a horrible speech and you're a total disaster in Toastmasters, you don't get fired. They don't kick you out of the country. They just say, "Well, next time, Bill, do it differently." And that is the glory of Toastmasters, the opportunity to go out there and try things that sometimes don't work. All of my performance as James Madison was practiced in Toastmasters clubs. I would go to Toastmasters clubs and practice little bits of what I was presenting, and no surprise, I got better at it. So those are the advantages of Toastmasters for professionally speaking and things. And then, of course, when you spend intimate time with people, you tend to get to know them well, and you make friends, and you find shared values and all those really nice things.
That really is good. And I think and I know I've asked you this before, but when we were starting out in life, and I belonged to the National Speakers Association, and I think you've been a Toastmaster forever. And so what do you think, anyway, what I was going to say, what was interesting is that when we started out, NSA, National Speakers Association, was the big deal. That was the one that you wanted on your qualifications. Now, I'm pretty sure it's Toastmasters, I think. And I wonder if you have any idea what has caused the transformation. I think I know, but tell me.
Oh, that's most interesting. It's curious because, of course, the National Speakers Association was founded by Toastmasters who wanted a collection of people who were being professional. So I've always viewed it that way, that the NSA are the people who are really out there making money. And I've been to NSA meetings, and they spend a lot of time talking about making money. And in Toastmasters, we don't talk about making money very much.
You know what I think it is that Toastmasters does give that opportunity to learn how to do it. NSA doesn't give much to that, so they really should be working, and I think they are working together. But now then, ta-da! Time has come for you to shed light on the whole miserable situation in this world. And all of us, you're going to have to just cure everything. Now, our dear friend Jason up here has done this by starting I think it's the new music. I don't know. What would you tell me the word it is, Jason? I'm so proud of you.
Yes, I started the podcast itself that I have is a music podcast that's been around for about 2 years now, but I have actually parlayed the fact that I have a music podcast into hosting a weekly radio show on terrestrial radio now, in Eastern Kentucky and Southern West Virginia. And that show is called Appalachian Echoes, and it debuted about 3 weeks ago. And so I'm doing a 3-hour weekly radio show that highlights music from the Americana genre, which is kind of the mix of genres. It's the gaps in between rock and country and bluegrass and whatnot. So having a lot of fun with that.
This is a wonderful thing. Congratulations. We should consider doing something with live radio.
Yeah. If we can find a radio station, they'll take it. Let's do it.
I bet we can. Don't you think? Anyway, that's wonderful. I know that that's just only going to grow and grow. And I guess that leads into the fact that you're never too old to get started, except Jason now. He's past.
Well, keep in mind, the first time I was on radio, I was 14 years old. That was in 1987. And so I'm 53 now, and I'm just starting a radio show after being away from radio for 30 years. So you're never too old to start over.
Or you're never too young. You are the same age as my baby daughter. So there you are, the ventriloquist, you know. Anyway, which again shows we can do any darn thing we want to if we get going on it. And that means, dear Bill, while I left you here and you were saying to yourself, what in the hell is she doing? As he was saying that, I can always tell when he's doing that, is that we've experienced some surprising events the last few months, and you have spent years on the trail as a president or two, President Madison, I think.
Indeed.
And I just wondered if you'd be able to talk to us about what he would think about some of the things that are happening today.
Well, I certainly cannot predict what he would say about things today, but I can give you references to experiences he has had, which might be relevant to what you are seeing today.
Oh.
First of all, I would like you to stop reading my mind. It's not polite. And sometimes I have thoughts that I don't want sharing with you anymore.
Were they off color in any way, or?
Ahem. Women.
Oh,
So James Madison, 5'4", 100 pounds, smallest president we've ever had, very low-keyed, very low-spoken. He often would speak so softly that people could barely hear him. But everybody wanted to hear him because he was really smart and he had really good ideas and he made things happen. During the war, James Madison worked with George Washington and Hamilton and others primarily to make paperwork work. He was a guy who would take, the legislation and actually make things happen from it. And this is why he was good. And the essence of government in this case, the essence of democracy is compromise. You have to accept that people who see the world differently are still your fellow citizens. And this, of course, is a huge challenge, especially back in the day. I don't have to tell you how fraught things were. Was the United States going to be a country? Were they going to fall apart? We were going to go to war with each other. I don't have to remind you that in the Napoleonic Wars, the French lost more soldiers, more men, than the United States has lost in every war it has ever fought combined, including both sides of the Civil War. So that is how extreme war was in all the rest of the world. The United States was virtually unique in having very little warfare. And especially after we got going, it was wonderful. So these were the things that we were really concerned about. And we wanted to keep federal government as small as possible.
Wow.
You ask, should the federal government be involved in building roads or education? And our fundamental answer was no, and that's not a role for the federal government. That is for the people in the states. And so I in particular was very emphatic how we had to follow the rules. And when we were offered the Louisiana Purchase, I said, we must go into Congress and pass a new amendment to the Constitution to allow us to buy the Louisiana Purchase. And then we considered the difficulty of this and said, what the hell, 15 million bucks, fine, we're just going to buy it. The hell with the Constitution, we're just going to do this thing. And so that was totally unconstitutional, and nobody blinked an eye. And of course, this has been the progression of the United States, especially within the executive branch. The legislative branch have given more and more power to the central government, and especially to the chief executive. So most of the things that you see today would be incomprehensible back in my day. Small government, it takes care of international interactions, trade, migration, stuff like this. The executive has total control over these because you can't fight a war by voting on who's going to do what. Voting during war does not work very well. So that was our view of tiny, tiny federal government. Just keep the states together and let the states and the people do everything else.
Is there any word that you can give us of comfort, kind of? It sounds like the Christmas Carol, something, but something that we can kind of hang on to as these difficult days go along. Terry, don't leave. I'm going to ask you to say something. But well,
I suppose
just
it was John Marshall, the fourth Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, who in the court case Marbury versus Madison, which I lost. Marbury officially won, ostensibly won, sort of, but basically Marshall said, you know what, the Supreme Court gets to decide what the Constitution actually means, the details of the Constitution. That's our role, and you politicians, you get to do everything else, but we're the court. We decide what is actually constitutional. So that was the big battle at that point in time. And of course, now the Supreme Court is seen unquestionably as the arbiter of all legality within the jurisdiction of the federal government.
Well, Bill Lewis, I was a little uncertain for a while there because I wasn't sure whether it was James Madison or Bill Lewis who was speaking, but kind of maybe they're the same anyway, right? And we're going to ask you, you've been a regular since the beginning anyway, but while things are as they are, your superpower is explaining the presidents to us, I think. So count on coming back as often as you can and give us a thought or two. Will you do that for me?
I would be proud to do that for you. It is a pleasure and an honor.
And to have you with us too. So that is Bill Lewis. He speaks for presidents. How about that?
Yeah.
And now our dear friend Terry, you know, notice I only have dear friends. My dear friend Terry didn't get to give her thought for the day. So I was hoping that you would give a plug for your book and a thought for the day. You need to unmute.
Oh,
Unmute. Unmute. Funny thing is, when you spoke before, I heard you clearly, and now you're, well, we'll get back to you. Do you know where the unmute thing is?
oh.
Well, okay, kid. Then wherever it is you were going, you can go there. And in the meantime, while we work on this, I'm going to call my friend Gina, and Regina and I have a surprising connection. Regina.
Sorry, did you ask me to unmute?
Yes.
I couldn't. There's something wrong with the hearing thing. I can't hear.
Well, we can hear you now.
Okay.
So, okay. What I want from you, hi, good to see you. we wanted to know your thought for the day, and if you had any, say, books you wanted to plug. But anyway, what is your thought for the day?
Oh my God.
I see.
My thought for the day, can't predict, can't predict what's gonna happen.
No,
Gotta be flexible. Have to be totally flexible.
and at 92, I find it very hard to be flexible. That's
I'm not at 86. I'm not exactly thrilled with it, but it's.
I know, but one thing, one reason I wanted Terry to say a word to us, aside from the obvious, is that you have to be flexible. And when she got in, or yesterday logged on, the whole situation wasn't working. And instead of sitting around like little old ladies and saying, oh dear, this doesn't work, she sent me a note saying she couldn't log on. We got her logged on. And here she is, Miss America.
And it worked. And it got you changed it, and it worked.
I'm so proud. But anyway, so tell what, have you got anything on the air, or any of your books, or anything that you'd like us to know about?
I've been doing a lot of speaking at the Dillon about my book or another book. I'm sorry, I don't know what's with the sound. It's not coming through. My book, I've been doing a lot of speaking. I was at the 4-day Dillon conference in Tulsa at the University of Tulsa a month ago. I was at a thing at NYU this past week, and I will be doing something at the New England Folk something or other Association, National New England Regional Folk Association in about a month, and it's been a lot of fun.
Good. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for stopping by with us. And now we're going to have Regina come run up. Gina. Okay. We are going to, now here, all us little old people and Jason, we are going to talk about what? Don't play with your fingernails. You're supposed to be good.
I know. We're talking about how to get something going, whether it's a business, an idea.
But do you find, because I know you have a whole program on this topic, do you find that people our age, and our age is considerably more than your age, and Jason can't be talked about, they are what would make us all have a common thread of interest? How many folks in the early 90s or late 90s are starting a business?
Yes, you are. Yes. And the age range of my group right now, Amplitude, which I started based on Twyla Tharp. Does anybody know who Twyla Tharp is? A few of you, yeah. She's a choreographer in New York. And if you've ever seen the movie Birdcage with Robin Williams, and a whole host of great actors, I didn't realize when they were doing choreography that when he said more Twyla, I didn't realize he was talking about Twyla Tharp. And so I rewatched that movie after I read her book. It was so wonderful. But the age range goes from 49 to 75, and I have a group of 6 women. But one of the things that interests me about aging is how Twyla, at now 82, 83, I think is what her age is, talks about being expansive, opening up, and making yourself bigger, when most of us as we age begin to constrict. Women in menopause and postmenopause, my age group, we begin to feel invisible, where we're just not seen the way we used to be seen. And so I'm helping women right now learn how to take up space at any age in their lives.
A word that you use a lot is amplitude, and I will tell you, because I looked, that does not appear in any dictionary. What does it mean?
Oh, Amplitude. Of course, I should have had this all queued up, but if you think so, Jason, what when you think of amplitude in sound, what do you what do you think about amplitude when it comes to your radio, to your
Sure.
what do you get?
Amplitude, I believe, is loudness. When you're thinking about radio waves, it tends to be the larger waves is larger amplitude.
Yeah.
So it takes up more space in the sound spectrum.
Exactly. And I really see it as the same idea in this work, is that we're learning how to take up a bigger area of space, whether that's with our energy, our heart space, what we have to say, so it's, and the reality is when we take up more space, we displace other people. We displace ideas, old things that no longer serve us. And for a lot of people, that's hard to do.
Okay, well, let's give a couple of things here now. So being very nervy, Regina and I are going to give some hints on how to get started with the business. I can't do Amplitude because I can't, but we're going to give you some ideas. And what we would love is if if you have questions, you can put them in chat. If you have a question that just won't wait, you can hold up a pen. Now, I hate to tell you, that's a pen. That's all it is. Never mind. But so let's see if we can get some let's get something practical. Because the fact is, we don't look at things the same way. The way I see the world after 90 is way different than I saw it before. Bill, you're a mere child, aren't you? How old are you, darling Bill?
I'm but 73 years old, ma'am.
Oh, honey, I got children your age. Well, this certainly changes things. So, darling, anybody else have an age they want us to be thinking about? And any requests? Is there anything you're looking for? Is it a business? Is it something just to kind of feel comfy? Don't you think sometimes it's just feeling comfy about where you are? I was very interested, Gina, in what you said about women getting smaller as they get older. I haven't. So you might,
That's why I hang out with you, Dorothy.
I thought you liked the way I cooked. No, okay.
You do know how to heat up a breakfast sandwich. We sure did enjoy those.
Yeah, that was good. One thing I think is really important to start with is to take advantage of the opportunities we have now, because Gina and I have been best friends for 5 years, and have only met face to face once, and that was about a year ago or two years ago. Mm-hmm. So that means we have all the opportunities in the world. Oh, I see. Terry, what is your question or thought?
Oh, got on muter.
I can hear that. Hi, yeah, I can hear that. Although it's a new computer. I don't know what's wrong with it. I have to have it fixed up. But just on the age thing, my book was published 2 years ago. I was 84. I have been touring. I have been, as I said, I was in Tulsa. I was in New York. And the thing about expanding, of course you have to. Of course, I find it incredibly exciting. It's also very interesting to find that people love listening. They love the stories. So yeah, the growth thing is, it is possible to keep going if your health is okay. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Say just a word about the title of your book.
The book is called My Greenwich Village. Yeah, you can't see it, but it's called My Greenwich Village, Dave, Bob, and Me. And it's about, it's a memoir, but most of it, or more than half of it, focuses on being in the 1960s folk music world and managing people, including Dave Van Ronk and Bob Dylan, who I managed for about 6 months and who was a very good friend for several years back then. And that's what the book looks like.
It looks like a wonderful book. And Barb Kohler asks, have you been in touch with Bob Dylan recently?
No, not for a long, long time. No. No.
You can't do it.
No. His manager, but not Bob. No.
Thank you so much. And feel free to, hop right in now. So Gina, next round, what is our next topic? How do we decide what we want to get involved in, maybe?
Well, I think letting your ideas flow, getting yourself into a space where you can see just how creative you are. In fact, may I do a little activity, a little exercise real quick? So I met with my friend this morning who owns a popcorn shop. It's called Cravings, and it's my absolute favorite. So my question to you is, if you could do this in the chat, or if you can't chat, you can say out loud. Give me a slogan, some saying, something that you would send to a friend if you were sending them a big tin of popcorn, something that plays on the word pop, corn, or cravings. What would you say to your friend if you were sending them a gift of popcorn? I feel like we should have some like gaming music done, even just a little Jeopardy. I saw Bill's fingers moving.
Oh, whose fingers moved? I missed.
I saw Bill was going in, but maybe he was not.
What have you got, Bill?
Anybody have an idea?
I think Bill maybe does. He's just unmute, honey.
I love that. Hope this gift pops for you.
That's good.
Good one.
I just don't do popcorn. Buttery good.
There you go.
It's interesting not to be corny, but I sure do miss you. Is it? That's really good.
I can say honestly that my chickens crave your popcorn. They love popcorn.
There you go. But it's fun I have found myself as a creative person. What really jump-started my business is a friend came up to me and asked, "What are you doing with your creative energy lately?" And I had no response for her. And that really bummed me out. I thought, I really haven't been with my creativity lately. So I sat down and let my ideas flow. And I think that's a great way to sort of open up the floodgates, because I don't know, I think that this group is very unique and special and very creative. And that's why we enjoy coming together and learning, and I think that that's a wonderful way to begin, is to let your ideas flow. Everything is a wonderful spark, and it leads to more sparks.
Yes, but when it does lead to more sparks, what do you do with them?
Well, another one of my favorite words this last year has been experiment. I like to test things out and do an experiment. And so use one of those ideas, pluck one out and see what happens. One thing that I do know is people are lonely, and it is more difficult to make friends as we age. And even if you started by having a few friends over for cookies and tea, or a little tapas dinner where everybody can bring a little dish, start there if you are looking to build new friendships and see what happens. And if it goes well, then next week have those friends bring one friend that they have that they know would enjoy that gathering. That's an experiment that could, grow into something really beautiful.
Have you done that?
I haven't done it because I'm not hospitable.
Well, but I think you have to be. I think-
Yes, you must. One of the prerequisites is you have to like to have people over to your house.
But I think, what I do think seriously is that if you're not hospitable, which by the way, I don't believe for a minute, is that you have to have an alternative thing, because a lot of people aren't. Like my father did not thank strangers to come into the house. And
Right.
so, you know,
Right.
someone said, I must come over, Joe, I'm planning on coming over to visit you. And my father said, you'll wait till you're asked, I trust.
Oh, oh. Well, I come from a long line of people who could bake and cook and entertain, and that is just not in my genes. But I'd love to meet people out, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, you
That's
know what,
always fun.
the one thing I've really noticed, especially since I've gotten older, and once we're 90, we don't expect, things aren't the same anymore, right?
No.
No. For one thing, we have to go to the bathroom a lot, right? Yes. But what
It's
I
true.
found is that you don't have, as you get older, you don't have to be afraid to take chances anymore. You know, my favorite thing about how I got into radio was that I did my Christmas shopping and I got all the things that I wanted to buy successfully. I bought 23 presents for 23 people, and I stayed within my budget, and I was still comparatively sane. So I did what anybody would do. I sent out a press release. And I sent a press release to every major, and we'll find that radio program, Jason. I sent a memo to every major station in the Northwest, and Cairo Radio and TV, which was the biggest, answered. And I was with them for 10 years. So it isn't just, you know, don't just think of it in terms of, you know, it's good to break the barriers. But then after they're broken, now what are you going to do, my dear?
Are you talking to me?
Who else?
Oh, well, I was just taking some note, adding some things to the chat. So in case you want to save for ideas to start. But you know, the biggest thing is the biggest strategy for starting something is to start it. That was one reason I met with my friend, because I know he is somebody who has to have his ducks in a row. He wants to make sure everything is just so before he doesn't want to make any mistakes. And I said, forget about all of that. Do it. Just do it. Nike had something in that, you know, I really think.
And then what's the next step?
Well, you know, once you start something, make sure you get input, you get feedback from the people you're serving or the people you're with, or the thing you're testing out. It's always important to go back and ask, how'd that go? What do you think would have worked better? How could we make it easier? You know, like when Dorothy sent out, you know, the invitation for this coffee chat, she said, I think something's up. I didn't see, you know, she checked in on me and I said, oh, thank you. I forgot to register. I got the link. Here's the link I used, you know, but a lot of times we let those thoughts bounce around in our head, and it doesn't do anybody any good when we keep it up there. So.
Well, that is all very true. And you'll not hardly believe that we have talked our way through another show. So one last big thing for us to carry with us till next time. Yes, like that. Everybody, look at your little thing, you know, look at your little thing. Look at your, but is that something to carry with us till next time, or what? What do you think? What would you say, Gina?
Well, and like Dorothy reminds us all the time, we know some stuff. So share your stuff that you know. You all have stuff to share. Share it.
And again, you know, we're actually starting to go somewhere. You guys, I mean, we're not leaving, but we're actually going someplace. Ever since we got Jason, here's the thing about Jason. Jason makes you do things. He does not know that he does that. He did not mean to do that. But now that Jason's here, we're doing a lot of different stuff. And so we're kind of building a raft of regulars, and we're actually going to be doing some different things all of us, because we all need, it's like the genie's lamp. You can rub the damn thing all you want, but it's not going to be the same for everybody. And so what we think is, does anybody have any last little thing? It's time, the party's over, as they say. Is there anything that you would like to add for us to be thinking about till next time we meet? And then we will let Jason give a closing thought, because I have selected him for this honor. So let's start with Gina. Anybody else who has an idea? And then Jason. Gina, my darling, what do you got?
Reach out to somebody today, one person, and share an idea you have, or a beautiful thought, or simply that you love them. Reach out.
I love you, Gina.
I love you, Dorothy.
No, absolutely. And oh, Bill, you were making faces, darling. What was your face? A heart full of love. I know that one. You got a last word for us? No, we've said everything, right? We'll see you next month. Miss Terry, have you got anything? No? Yeah, you're muted again. Carol Cropley, president of our fan club. What would you like to say? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Mute. Oh, well.
So at that point, next time you do something like this, try to take a moment.
Couldn't hear it, dear.
Karen, what do you want to share?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgive me. I've been distracted.
No, you aren't allowed to be distracted. Yeah, Barb, say a parting word. Oh, well, see, we won't be.
I just
No, now
unmuted.
there's Terry. There's Terry.
Yeah, I just unmuted because I just heard you. Change is always possible.
Right.
That's
And
all.
Yes.
often desirable. So yeah, so we'll see. So thank you for all your help this month. Carol Cropley, have you got, the president of our fan club, have you got a word to say? Just a word.
One. Wonderful.
Good.
And there's Barb.
And
Yes. Have a great day. Explore the outdoors.
Okay, we'll do it.
That's a good
Do
one.
you have a thought for the day, Miss Norma?
Oh, just enjoy the day.
Enjoy the day. I think that's a very good one. And Mr. Jason, how about you? Let's have a thought for the day.
Never look up with your mouth open. That's what I got.
That's great.
That was okay. We are in the process of change, as people always must be. And we're either getting on to something. If you have any ideas that you'd like to see us be covering in this program, because I think we have some real excellent possibilities. Don't be shy about letting us know. We'll have some fun. We'll see you first Monday of October. Will we all wear costumes? Oh, I hope not. Oh, my.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much. And Jason, my darling, can we do Gina? Gina, Jason.
Meow, meow, meow.